All right, let's run through another chemistry question. This one says, place the following diatomic molecules in order of increasing polarity. We've got carbon with nitrogen, carbon with fluorine, and oxygen with itself, or O2. So polarity has to do with which atom is going to take more of the electrons, basically. And that has to do with electronegativity, which we can see on this little trend chart on the periodic table. As you go from left to right, things get more electronegative, which means they're less likely to give their electrons away and more likely to kind of take electrons from the other atom. And then as you go up the periodic table from bottom to top, things get more electronegative. So smaller atoms are less likely to give their electrons away than the larger atoms. But basically, the farther apart two atoms are on the periodic table, the more polarity there's going to be. So oxygen with itself is not going to be polar at all because both oxygens are acting on their electrons in exactly the same way. They have the same amount of protons in the nucleus. So the least polar molecule here is going to be O2. Put O2 first. Then carbon and nitrogen are right next to each other on the periodic table. So there's going to be a little bit of a difference in polarity there. There's a difference in electronegativity, but not nearly as much as carbon and fluorine. So carbon and nitrogen will be our next diatomic molecule, and then carbon and fluorine, which are a few periods apart, are going to have the most polarity because fluorine is significantly more electronegative than carbon and is going to be taking more of its electrons, making one side of the molecule have kind of a negative charge, while the carbon side of the molecule will have more of a positive charge because of the difference in electronegativity.